certainly come a long way, D.A. Thanks. Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Nurkic is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Jones in at the 3 spot. And for Los Angeles, Paul George is out there with Patrick Beverley. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Ibaka, and it's Batum in at the 4-man position. Now, here is George. Over McCollum, cans the 12-footer. Terrific, talented backcourts tonight. Greg, did it ever add anything for you playing across another top-level guard?
Listen, it raises the stakes, no doubt about it. You always want the opportunity to play against the best because you want to see where you stand. But in the end, even when you know a guy's better than you, and you're going to have that be the case a lot of nights, you still know that you will have an ability to impact the outcome when it comes to winning. And that's where you have to keep your focus.
Sometimes CJ, just with movement alone, finds himself in the right spot, and this time picks up a couple of garbage points.
Now here's Beverly. The pass to Ibaka. Outside, George. 6 to shoot. Here's Leonard. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
A really good decision there from Paul George. Quick to find the open man.
And the versatility of Paul George's game. Elite defense and rebounding, steals and deflections.
And you think about Paul George moving to several teams, yet still having the impact on both ends of the floor. I think that is a telltale sign that you have an elite talent in Paul George.
And it's Jones with the ball for the Portland Trail Blazers. Back to Covington. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum.
Well, really good ball movement on the entire possession. And then CJ getting slick.
Beverly dishes to Leonard. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Damian Lillard. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Beverly. Outside, Batum. Pass to Leonard. Lets the 3 fly. And it's Portland with the rebound.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Lillard outside. High post shot. Nurkic trying to get open. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Such a big body down there. Nurkic battling.
And Beverly kicks to Ibaka. Back to Beverly. Outside Leonard. Right side Batum. Outside for George. Clock is at 3. C.J. McCollum comes up with the rebound. And so it's McCollum with it. He brings it up for Portland. Lillard, the pass to Nurkic. Outside Covington. Back to Nurkic. Kicks it out to McCollum. 3-pointer. Drills it from outside. McCollum's got 5 now.
Well, he knows how to get the shot off at any time on that pick and roll. Natural instincts taking over, and the experience helping McCollum as well.
Now here's Leonard. And Jones sends it back. And he gets it back. Good work there as it goes. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. Pass to Nurkic. Back to Lillard. Launches it. It's hauled in by the Clippers.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Covington into the lane. Paul George grabs the miss.
For him, it's harder to miss that shot than it is to make that shot. I think he was anticipating a bit of a bump there.
Batum dishes to Ibaka. Shoots over Covington. Second chance shot and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
There's something about Beverly. He seems to be one of the point guards who enjoys the physical contact out there, always looking for something.
Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Zubac is checked in for Ibaka. Cousins comes in for Nicholas Batum. Marcus Morris is checked in for Kawhi Leonard. And it's Kennard in for George. Here's Simons. It's Powell on the wing. Feeds it to Carmelo. Shoots over Zubac. Anthony's shot is off. The Clippers trail. Now here's Beverly. In the corner, Kennard with it. And again, it's the Clippers missing.
Oh, can't punish the defense for leaving him open that time. That's a frustrating miss for a really steady jump shooter.
At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Before the game, we talked with Damian Lillard. He had this to say when asked.
I know that when the main guy,
he's willing to bear the brunt, and he's also looking out for others.
Great leadership. His teammates seem to rally around that, and it's why every team he's on is a difficult out.
And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And from Portland, guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Well, one way to generate more offense, pound the offensive glass. That was the difference in the first.
Keep plays alive with your activity. That's what it's about.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. On the floor for Portland. Anthony out there with Collins. Then there's McCollum. Then it's Enes Kanter. And it's Simons in at the one. So for the Trailblazers, Hollis Jefferson comes in for Zach Collins. And Norman Powell subbed in for McCollum.
And last year showed that there's still a place in the NBA for a guy like Melo. Mostly a mid-range shooter in the league that has turned away from that. But buckets are buckets, and Melo can still light it up.
Now here's Kanter. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. And here's Anthony from the arc.
And this is what staying active can give you. Morris sending that one back with authority.
A tremendous mobile one block that we had to see again. Great send back.
And guys, that's about as good a defensive play as you'll see. Instant reaction to get a hand to the shot.
Quarter number 2 with just over a minute gone. Kennard for 3. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. Well, Carmelo Anthony was out of the NBA for about a year, calendar-wise. Greg, were you surprised it took him so long to get a look and get back in the NBA?
Kevin, I wasn't shocked, but absolutely I was surprised. I mean, it was always going to take the right fit for Melo and the right team. And in this case, it was the Blazers. But Melo showed he has legs left in the league and can still be a positive.
Here's Jackson after Enes Kanter's basket. Jackson passes to Zubac. Jackson kicks to Cousins. Pass to Kennard. The 3. Here's Zubac. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. Kanter's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Back to Hollis Jefferson. It's deflected. Morris against Powell. Morris into the lane. Inside. Good on that shot, and with that, the Trailblazer lead is cut to just 1 point on the basket from Cousins.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
Here's Simons. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Back to Anthony. Shakes him. And it's good on the way in. And the Trailblazers lead by 3. We know how important the draft is, Greg. It can shape an organization. Talk about some of the best draft day deals of the last couple decades. There have been a lot of them.
Oh, there have been a few. I mean, just coming to mind here recently, how about when Kawhi was traded to the Spurs? That was a huge get. Go back
George
to how about Kobe going to the Lakers, McHale and Parrish coming to the Celtics. I mean, we've seen that happen quite a bit, and I tell you what, boy, it can really transform a franchise's future.
And so here's Portland. After Reggie Jackson was able to get the triple, a nice shot by Simons.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
Outside Jackson. And there's the pass to Kennard. Up again. It's good on the putback. Morris has got the game tied up here for Los Angeles.
Yeah, you'd like to see more of this from Marcus. Attack that offensive glass and generate some points outside of those set plays.
Now, here's Cantor. Here's Powell. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
They are just killing them on the interior.
LA's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Jackson kicks to Kennard. From deep three-point range. No good on that one. So the Trailblazers will take it the other way. Powell dishes to Cantor. Back to Powell. Fires from deep. His second shot goes in. Off to a good start. 2 for 2.
And they're right around 50% for the game on their threes. And they've only gotten better as the game's gone on.
Here's Kennard. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Clearly a foul.
Los Angeles shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight. Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Serge Ibaka has checked in for Zubac. Batum comes in for DeMarcus Cousins. Leonard, he's checked in for Morris. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Jackson. Pass to Nurkic. Lillard, right side. Back to Nurkic. 13 feet away. And the shot is long. And some good action through the first 2 quarters. Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, the first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. At its highest, their lead topped out at... And that should...
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. C.J. McCollum really making a difference here.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
They're just way too easy out there, and I'm sure Coach is going to make that a priority at halftime.
We've got Ibaka. Paul George is out there with Patrick Beverley. Then there's Batum, and it's Leonard in at the small forward. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. Nurkic finds McCollum. Nurkic, great positioning on the putback. And the Trailblazers lead by 5.
Got to put a body on there. Just too big down low.
Now George to the inside. Ibaka, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Well, just ripping through right there as he finds the open spot and gets right through there. High basketball IQ play.
Now here's Jones. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. He kicks to Covington. Over in the corner, Lillard. Shoots. And it's off the back rim. No good.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while. Well, you look at the career that Dame Lillard has had so far. Taken 6th in the 2012 draft out of Weber State, a small school, but this guy became a franchise player immediately for the Blazers.
And thinking of Lillard, the numbers over his career are incredible.
And Lillard found his strength as a shooter, and boy, did he exploit it. He's been averaging 20 points per game almost his entire career, and he's kept adding to his game as one of the elite players in our league.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. Collins is checked in. Now, here is George. Rebounded by McCollum. Lillard attacking, and Damian Lillard with the jam.
Yeah, not something you want to do. You let Lillard drive all the way to the rack, and he will throw it down.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Ibaka, the pass to Leonard. He dishes it to Batum. Back to Leonard. The shot by Batum, no good. Trailblazers leading by 7. And Damian Lillard with the jam.
You want evidence of Lillard finishing at the rim? I give you Exhibit A.
And the Clippers decide to take their first time out here. You know, Greg, we know there's some power finishers in the NBA like Giannis Antetokounmpo, but he complains a lot that he needs to sell contact rather than muscle through it. How do you evaluate those kind of power finishers in the game?
Well, I mean, their skill, power will always play a role, especially when you can add in quickness and athleticism. And I think you start right there with Giannis. I mean, he's kind of epitomizes that. LeBron obviously is still in that category. And a guy like Kawhi Leonard, he can send you into the stanchion when he gets going downhill as well.
Here's McCollum following the score by Serge Ibaka. And here's Nurkic. Kicks it out to Jones. Passes it to Lillard. Launches a three, and that comes off the assist by Jones. Lillard's got the lead up to 10 now for the Trailblazers. Here's Beverly. Pass to man. Outside, George. Three-pointer. Rebounded by McCollum. McCollum's got his fourth rebound with that last one here tonight. Jones kicks to McCollum. Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Lillard with it. It's Ibaka picking him up. Near the three-point line, it's McCollum. Again, the Trailblazers good for two.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
The shot by George, no good.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game. Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Kennard, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Jackson comes in for Patrick Beverly. Now here's McCollum. The feed to Nurkic. He's looking for McCollum and finds him. Outside, Jones. And the rejection by Ibaka.
The size, the timing of Ibaka, tailor-made for protecting the rim.
And the rebound by Nurkic. Nurkic has got 6 rebounds in the game. The three from McCollum. It's McCollum on the wing. And it's out of bounds. The Trailblazers able to retain possession here.
A split second late, but almost came up with a steal there.
Real close, and I'm sure next time you might time that a little bit better and get a hand on it.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. Zubac is checked in for Ibaka. DeMarcus Cousins comes in for Leonard. And Morris subbed in for Paul George. Clippers trail by 12. Here's Jackson, and the layup's good off the glass. Jackson's got 8.
And with the defender draped all over him, Jackson has that strength to fight through the contact.
Here's Simons, lobs it up for Cantor, and so it's Portland enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk things over during the break. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the two-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or two when he needs to.
Even though the position is called shooting guard, passing part of your responsibilities in today's game.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. And on the floor for Portland here in the fourth, Robert Covington out there with Collins. Then it's Anthony. Then there's C.J. McCollum. And it's Simons in at the point.
And running with a full head of steam, but completely under control.
Yeah, you think he's comfortable at that speed? He's done it so many times before. Just an absolute blur in transition, and that helps get the rhythm going.
And the Clippers call time here. And McCollum on the floor, all business. Off the court, he's a very outspoken player, very colorful guy. And Greg, you were saying you see a future in media for him when he stops playing.
No doubt about it, Kevin. I mean, McCollum spoke up quickly about the seriousness of the virus when they were playing. He's very knowledgeable and shares what's on his mind. A media position after he's done playing is a very real possibility if he chooses to.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, over the break, I was able to listen to Tyronn Lue's huddle. He said, "Do you want this game? Don't tell me about it. Show me and show your teammates. We've got to play better and we've got to play harder if we're going to come back."
The shot by Powell, no good. And so Cousins will bring it up for the Clippers. Down by 12. The lead now cut to single digits.
Well, this is where Cousins' size helps him to have a passing window to find open teammates.
Simons surveying the D. Cantor, the pass to Simons. Tried to come right back with the three of his own, but it's no good. Morris kicks to Kennard. The three. Portland grabs the miss. They've led by as many as 14 points. Back to Powell. Last quarter of play, about 2 minutes in now. 13 feet away. And he wills that one in. Sinking right through off the back iron.
Yeah, he's got to knock that down if you give it to him. Uncompetitive there defensively.
The defense also looking defeated. The lack of hustle is driving the coaching staff a little bit batty right now.
Portland leading by 11. Hollis Jefferson passes to Simons. And here is Powell. Jacks up a three. And out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession. And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. Los Angeles has gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. Beverly finds Ibaka. No good. Shot missing. Great D that time from Nurkic. The high post shot and the basket by McCollum. And the Trailblazers lead by 13.
I feel like when CJ gets a couple of these to go, it accentuates his ability and confidence to score from the outside as well.
And Batum throws it down.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with the pass.
Lillard looking around. Up and in on the layup.
One thing about Lillard is he can go with either hand when he's attacking the rim, and that makes it very difficult to defend.
George against McCollum. That one's in there, and the Portland lead is cut down now to just 11 on the bucket from George. Lillard, the pass to Nurkic. It's McCollum on the wing, defended by George. McCollum, no good. The Clippers running out of time. Here's Leonard, and Jones sends it back. And he recovers it, and Leonard gets it to go. Portland's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Lillard outside. Kicks it to McCollum. From the arc. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up.
And these are the types of games where one team clearly has the edge. Tonight, it will be a win by a large margin for the Trailblazers.
What do you think was the deciding factor in this one?
I think you have to look at their field goal percentage. They just shot the ball much better than the opponent, and they were getting great looks all game long.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for C.J. McCollum.
Well, those points he had tonight, all critical, all from energy and activity. He just never seemed to stop.
Well, at this point, they're just trying to get back in sync. You want to play a good brand of basketball.
Consistency definitely is a key to some of the playoff performing teams, and tonight they just did not find it in this contest.
And here's McCollum for 3. Portland again missing. Here's Leonard. Got it. Good job in the low post.
Hard to deny Leonard when he gets in that close to the rim. Too many ways for him to get creative to score.
And so it's Portland winning this one. They came in here. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Thank you for joining us. Hey, Dave.
Good evening, Kevin.
What a story. David, thank you. Here are the starters for Milwaukee. Giannis is the 4 with Lopez the 5. Holiday out there with Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Middleton in at the small forward position. And for the Clippers, they've got Ivica Zubac. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Morris. Then it's Patrick Beverley. And it's George in at the 2-guard spot. And it's Leonard missing. And so it's Middleton with it. He brings it up for the Bucks. And Kawhi Leonard, one of the league's most dominant rebounders, Doris, from the wing position.
Board man gets paid. That was his motto from back in high school and college. It's all about hard work and earning your keep, according to Kawhi.
And so the Milwaukee Bucks get the first points of the ballgame. Zubac, the pass to Beverley, taken away by Holiday. And Middleton kicks to Antetokounmpo. Fires for 3. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. And even 3-on-3 break. Leonard with no one around. Giannis grabs the miss. Milwaukee has gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Holiday, no one around him. Off target from 3-point range. Pass to Beverley. Back to Leonard. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Well, I'll tell you this, if the defense collapses, if it makes a mistake momentarily, Beverley has the kind of basketball IQ to take advantage.
Now here is Holiday. First quarter of play with about a minute and a half gone. Giannis passes to DiVincenzo. Milwaukee, no good that time either.
Boy, just 1 for 4, a little brisky right now.
He gets that one.
What a nice little burst from Patrick Beverley to get in transition.
Now here's Antetokounmpo. And the dunk by Giannis.
Oh, fellas, that was vicious two-hand monster slam.
Guys, I don't think there was anyone who could have stopped him on that one. Now here's Beverley. Passes to Leonard. Shoots the 3. And there's Morris. That's good on the assist by Leonard.
Well, you can tell that Mr. Morris doesn't lack for confidence. This guy is ready to shoot as soon as it touches his hands.
Antetokounmpo up top. He's covered by Leonard. Antetokounmpo dishes to Holiday. Just 5 to shoot. Leonard with the steal. And it's Zubac atop the key. DiVincenzo against George. Greg, you showed toughness and grit when you played. You've got to succeed in this league with those things at the forefront, right? Being tough, being gritty. And there are several players whose style you admire that play like that.
I mean, no doubt about it. You have the superstars, the Kawhis, the LeBrons, who continue to do it. They can intimidate you physically, but they also provide tremendous skill set. The 2 other guys, Russell Westbrook, Jimmy Butler, they're also guys that exemplify that toughness. 2 guys, when you look at those 2, a lot of people didn't project them to be what they've become, and it's impressive to watch them take the floor night in and night out.
Antetokounmpo's checked in for Chris Middleton, and yes, it's good.
Well, any play that ends with DeMarcus at the cup or in the paint is good offense.
First quarter of play and just over 3.5 minutes in. And Forbes kicks it to Tucker. Back to Forbes. Up top, Tucker. And it's denied. Oh, and here we go. Jackson, nobody back. Morris passes to Cousins. Batum wide open. He fires. No good on the triple.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Here's Jackson. Good. And it's Cousins picking up the assist.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Here is Forbes, guarded by Jackson. Portis Banked in off the glass.
There's no quitting this guy. He just gives you great effort, and he continues to give you great production.
Outside Jackson. Kennard for three. Sinks the triple.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Pass to Tucker. It's Antetokounmpo on the wing. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Forbes the pass to Portis. And the rejection by Cousins. From deep. Tucker can't get it to go. It'll count. He can't get it to go. And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers heading to the bench with a 7-point. Earlier tonight, we spoke with Paul George about how
everybody has a chip on their shoulder.
Greg, that last point is key. This team plays lockdown defense.
And that's a big part of their identity. Most teams talk about being well balanced. This team lives it.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
I think across the board, a number of guys who've done a great job guarding multiple positions.
We've got Reggie Jackson. Batuma's out there with DeMarcus Cousins. Then it's Luke Kennard. And it's Ibaka in its center. They're the group out there for the Clippers starting the second quarter.
There it is, guys. One of those effort plays that makes a big difference in the game.
And GA, it is definitely making a difference so far today.
No doubt. On the scoreboard, in the body language of the players, you can tell which team is in complete command.
And what a unique career Serge Ibaka has had. Some incredible totals for him over the course of his career.
That's right, Greg. I mean, I think people would be shocked to know Serge Ibaka was the first player ever to make 500 threes and have 1,500 blocks. Hard to imagine nobody had ever accomplished that feat. Give credit to Ibaka. He changed his offense and added the three ball.
Leonard, he's checked in for Los Angeles.
Watch out. Antetokounmpo might be soft-spoken, but he's got a mean streak when it comes to attacking the hoop.
Now here's Leonard. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It goes on Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
When the story of Kawhi Leonard is told, it will be about the hard work being the secret of his success. Here was a guy who was not the most vaunted prospect in either high school or college. But boy, he kept his eyes on what he was after, and he kept working.
Antetokounmpo finds Holiday. No good from outside. Los Angeles leading by 7. From downtown, Beverly for 3. Los Angeles with another miss. And Doris, you were talking about Leonard's work ethic. Going back to San Diego State, he used to come in at 6:30 in the morning. No lights on in the gym, so he brought his own lamps. I mean, the guy was dedicated.
No doubt, Kevin, and that has been the through line of his career. First to practice, last to lead. He has that hunger to improve, the drive and the desire to put in the time to be great. There's a price to be paid, and he's willing to pay it.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
Going right to the rim, which is where you want transition opportunities to end.
Marcus Morris is checked in for Nicholas Batum. Dante DiVincenzo, he's checked in for Milwaukee. Flattening the lottery odds, Greg. Do you think that's worked out as intended?
You don't hear as many predictions about who's going to get the 1 pick or the 2nd pick. I think that's good for the players and the fans. You don't want anyone rooting for you to lose.
No, absolutely not. And Los Angeles with some changes. Zubats is checked in for Ibaka. And Georgia subbed in for Kennard. Brook Lopez is checked in for Milwaukee. Chris Middleton comes in for P.J. Tucker. Now here is Holiday. He has 6. And they call an illegal screen here.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
It is really difficult to get your feet completely set, to stay completely still. It's almost surprising to me that it isn't called more often.
Antetokounmpo against Leonard. Morris kicks to George. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Outside Leonard. The Clippers need to get off a shot. George finds Zubac. That one's no good. 0 of 1 to begin the game. And it's Antetokounmpo with the ball. He'll bring it up for Milwaukee. Their defense has only allowed 4 points in the quarter. Middleton the pass to DiVincenzo. Middleton on the wing, covered by Morris. Lopez. It's hauled in by Zubac. Clippers leading by 4. Down low. Outside for George. Lets it go from deep. And again, no good by the Clippers.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Middleton can't get it to go. Los Angeles has gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. George against DiVincenzo. George passes to Beverly. Outside for George. Bucks trail by 4. Outside Holiday. Morris with the rebound.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
Kicks it out to Leonard. Wants to get it to Zubac. And does. DiVincenzo against George. That doesn't go either for George.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
For 3, Middleton. It's hauled in by Beverly. Los Angeles leading by 4. Leonard the pass to George. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Leonard's got 3 assists in the game.
Well, you have to respect the focus of Paul George, not letting the defense alter his shot.
The pass to Holiday. Lopez outside. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. That'll do it for the first half. Clippers lead by 6.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. The Clippers have the edge here at halftime. They have a 6-point lead. Kenny, what we...
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. Bucks trail by 6. And on the floor for Mike Budenholzer starting the second half. Middleton and Giannis are the forward tandem. Dante DiVincenzo, he's out there with Holiday. And it's Lopez in at the 5, roaming the paint. The Clipper shooting has been a little ragged, just 38% from the field. And Paul George, Doris, kind of a late bloomer coming up in high school. His older sister used to give him the business on the blacktop. Of course, eventually, he found his stride, and the rest is history.
It took some encouraging from older sis and his high school coach, who actually had to threaten him with running suicides to get the guy to shoot more. And think about it. This guy plays his college basketball at mid-major Fresno State. That's really where he got onto the NBA radar.
Here's George following the basket by Marcus Morris. To the middle, it's thrown by Antetokounmpo. And up the court come the Bucks on the break. And it's sent back by George. For 3, Middleton. It's hauled in by Zubac.
Well, I guarantee you this is not what they talked about in the locker room. 0 for 3 and looking lost. Wow, another empty possession out of the gates. 0 for 4 in this half. Brutal.
Right side George. And here's Morris for 3. Offensive rebound. Outside for George. Takes the 3. No good there.
Well, being aggressive and assertive. The big man snatching the rebound.
Here's Giannis. Here's DiVincenzo. And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
Kennard, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Reggie Jackson comes in for Patrick Beverly. The Bucks also changing it up. Portis, he's checked in for Lopez. P.J. Tucker comes in for Giannis Antetokounmpo. And it's Bryn Forbes in for Dante DiVincenzo.
This is one of Paul George's go-to shots. His confidence and ability to rise and fire quickly from the mid-range, crucial.
And Holiday throws it down.
That should give him a nice little jolt.
Yeah, it has to. They need a jolt, GA.
Well, sometimes it's about taking it into your own hands. That kind of individual play could spark his group.
For the Clippers, Serge Ibaka is checked in for Zubac. Cousins comes in for Leonard. And it's Batum in for George. And then for Milwaukee, Antetokounmpo's checked in for Chris Middleton. And it's Pat Connaughton in for Drew Holiday. Here is Forbes. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession. And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. Back to Ibaka. And Cousins kicks to Kennard. 6 on the shot clock. Here's the three. And again, no good by the Clippers.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Here's Portis, and Portis throws it down.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg. Now, here's Kennard. Here's Ibaka. And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now. A challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Here is Forbes. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Portis against Ibaka. Portis, the pass to Connaughton. Over Kennard. No good from Connaughton. Los Angeles leading by 8. It's stolen by Antetokounmpo. Here's Forbes. Got a piece of it. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Antetokounmpo.
That's a perfect example of why good hands are important in basketball. It just misread that pass completely.
Patrick Beverly, he's checked in for Reggie Jackson. The Bucks also with the sub. Drew Holiday, he's checked in for Bryn Forbes. Now here's Cousins. Back to Kennard. There's the dish to Beverly. Pass to Kennard. And the Clippers miss again. Bucks trail by 8. Holiday surveying the floor. Antetokounmpo passes to Portis. Ibaka with the ball. Picked up by Portis. Batum against Holiday. A 3-ball. Ibaka, no luck. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Antetokounmpo dishes to Holiday. Bucket is good. Holiday's got 10.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Beverly with the ball. Kicks it to Cousins. Back to Beverly. Good. And it's Cousins picking up the assist. Beverly's got his second basket of the game.
Boy, that is absolutely gorgeous by DeMarcus Cousins. Run the offense through your big man, and he will find the open man.
And so it's Los Angeles. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
Nothing better than chemistry, right? Working together to create a bucket.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. And that's an intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
And the Clippers making a switch here. Jackson's checked in. The Bucks also with the sub. Antetokounmpo's checked in. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then it's Paul George. Then it's Marcus Morris. And it's Jackson in at the point. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. Morris with the bucket.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
One thing we've learned in the NBA, the game is never over. So you've got to continue to score, continue to build your lead.
Left side Jackson. Lopez with the steal. Here we go, one-on-one. Here's Antetokounmpo, and the dunk by Giannis.
And guys, that's a sight we've become far too accustomed to see. Antetokounmpo throwing it down like it was just another day at the office.
And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
Yeah, they're starting to go in the wrong direction in terms of turnovers. It's slowly becoming a problem.
And the Bucks making a change here. Middleton's checked in. Los Angeles calls timeout. Dante DiVincenzo. He's checked in for Pat Connaughton. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, during that last break, I heard Teron Lewis, who talked with the team. He loves the aggressiveness on D. He said, we're doing a great job of challenging everything they're trying to do. Stay active, talk to each other, don't let up. Kevin?
Here's Lopez. It's hauled in by the Clippers.
Well, we didn't see the same kind of control we're used to seeing from him. This guy is usually a tremendous finisher.
And now the fast break, Middleton with the ball. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Marcus Morris picks one up there.
And really, from second-round pick to All-Star, Middleton's story, inspirational. Yet even now, it feels like some people continue to sleep on him.
Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Patrick Beverley comes in for Jackson.
This is about the last guy you want to send to the stripe right now. They keep fouling him, and he keeps making them.
Now, here's Leonard. He feeds it to Morris.
Well, Marcus Morris is a guy who is unafraid of a little contact. That's a nice play right there.
First one falls for him. Drew Holiday, he's checked in for Milwaukee. And Morris drops them both. And so Holiday will bring it up for the Bucks. Trailing here by 8. DiVincenzo passes to Lopez. From outside the arc. The shot, no good. And the Clippers will go the other way with it. Here's Leonard. Rebound, Milwaukee. DiVincenzo's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. And he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
At the end of the day, though, it's 2 points. Don't hang your heads. Let's get refocused and play with more patience.
And I really marvel at the touch of Antetokounmpo for his size and physique. That's incredible.
Now, here is Morris. On the wing, George. And the layup falls. George has got the lead up to 10 now for the Clippers.
That one's not on the defense. That's just pure aggression from Paul George. He wants that challenge.
To the right side. Lopez passes to DiVincenzo. Outside Holiday. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. George has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Lobs it up for Ibaka.
Paul George will force you to stay balanced defensively because if you have a miscue, he will find the open guy.
Here's Antetokounmpo, and Antetokounmpo slams it in.
I mean, if the defender is going to play off like that, then you know what's going to happen. There are going to be points put on the board.
George passes to Ibaka. Outside Leonard. Lets it go with a 3. Hits it from 3-point range. And the Clippers lead by 13.
This guy loves to help his team space the floor.
Oh, that was something else.
Have mercy. That is not possible. What we just, is that possible?
I think it is, Greg. Not probable, but like possible, like you said. Now, here's Leonard. Over Giannis. And it's Leonard missing. And up the court come the Bucks on the break. Giannis with the ball. The putback. The Clippers grab the miss. Guys, you've got to think a basket here would seal it.
No question. That would be all she wrote.
And Beverly kicks to Morris. From outside, off the mark. On the wing, DiVincenzo. Antetokounmpo finds Lopez. Middleton for three. Rebounded by Serge Ibaka. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks.
Disappointing day for them. Let's see if they go down with a fight.
Well, they definitely have some things to work out, and you'd love to see them finish this game the right way.
And again, it's the Clippers missing. And up the court come the Bucks on the break. And he trims the lead to single digits.
And I tell you, Antetokounmpo's evolved into one of the better passing forwards in our league. And when the defense is focused on you that much, you need to be able.
All right, David, thank you. And that about wraps it up for Greg Anthony. It's Durant, and it's Harris in at the 3 slot. And for the Clippers, Baca is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Patrick Beverley. Then it's Marcus Morris, and it's George in at the shooting guard. Beverley finds George. Some veterans on these teams, Clark. What are you looking for and how that will impact the game?
Well, I think both of these teams have a really solid roster. And I love the blend of experience and youth. When you have NBA experience on the floor, there's just a level of play that you see at the defensive end that makes it enjoyable for me. I think that's what we'll see tonight. Experienced pros getting after it.
And so the Los Angeles Clippers get the first points of the ballgame. Harden to pass to Jordan. That's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession.
And he made the right read on that play, but just couldn't secure the steal.
And, you know, fellas, 1 second quicker, and that's going the other way.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. KD passes to Jordan. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. And here's Beverley. He brings it up for Los Angeles. About 1 minute into the first quarter. And Ibaka slams it in.
Tell you what, George has gotten very good in the pick and roll. Actually pretty deceptive when he's running the pick and roll. When you anticipate him pulling up for the shot, he'll take the defense by surprise with the slick pass to an open teammate.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Morris. Irving kicks to Harris. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist.
Well, his IQ is one of the best in the league. Irving has a great feel for when his teammates are open.
Beverley against Harden. George dishes to Ibaka. Got him with the pump fake, but couldn't finish. The Nets on offense. Lobs it up for Jordan. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
Boy, Jordan is an alley-oop specialist, a big target with strength and bounce.
Harden against Beverley. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Now, here is Irving. Outside for Durant. There's the triple. It's rebounded by Leonard. For Los Angeles, they've gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game.
And as expected, Kevin Durant sitting out all of last season, recovering from the Achilles injury. Glad to see him back on the floor.
I agree with you, and it was absolutely a no-brainer for Kevin to sit out the season. That type of injury, you give it all the time you need, and the Nets knew that. They knew when the deal was done that he was going to most likely miss the season. And yet, they did the right thing, and when you have a guy like KD, you want to make sure you're not rushing him back. You want him fully ready when it's time for him to go.
And just a big-time shot-blocking threat. Leonard's instincts on defense are just mind-boggling. He knows when to go after the block.
Shots good by Ibaka.
Well, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
And you know what? They're going to keep using him. I mean, he'll be the centerpiece of their offense today. You can bank on that.
Irving misses. And so Ibaka, he'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Fires the 3. It's hauled in by the Clippers. And pushing it up, here's Los Angeles. Leonard with the ball. He kicks it to Morris. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. Here's Brown. The Clippers getting the bucket. The kick out to Irving. Another miss by Irving. Los Angeles leading by 4. Kennard finds Jackson. 35 seconds left here in the first quarter. Kennard's shot is off.
Well, you know he wants that one back. I mean, more often than not, he'll sink that mid-range jumper.
Here's Durant. The putback, and Green is right there.
And, folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
Jackson passes to Cousins. Back to Jackson. 1 second left. And it's, wow, he nails the buzzer beater.
One eye on the rim, one eye on the clock.
And we reach the end of the first quarter. Los Angeles on top. They lead by 4. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Clippers?
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
They've got them rattled. It's only the first quarter, and already they've made enough big plays on defense to last really an entire game.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. Taking a look at Los Angeles, we've got Luke Kennard. Ivica Zubac is out there with Batum. Then there's Reggie Jackson, and it's man in at the small forward. And the Clippers making a change here. Cousins is checked in. Harris outside. Brown outside. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. And the rejection by Zubac. And they get it back. Los Angeles leading by 6. Man passes to Jackson. Now, here's Kennard. Back to Jackson. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Kennard. Nets trail by 6. It's Brown with the drive, and Green slams it in.
And finally, someone scores.
Yeah, it's been a defensive battle, to say the least, partner. Good to see at least somebody got the ball in the basket. Finally.
Jackson finds Zubac. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Well, Greg, with your son getting drafted, you joined the ranks of some historic NBA father-son duos.
You know, I got the opportunity to play with Arvydas Sabonis in Portland, and remember DeMontis as a little kid.
No
now
kidding.
He's an all-star last year. And, you know, I think you're going to have an influx of that in the coming years. Dwayne Wade's son is a terrific player. We know about LeBron's son's ability. He's possibly heading to the league one day. You just never know. I'm as a dad that's going to get the opportunity to watch his son play excited, but I think you're going to see more of this in the future.
Cole and Greg Anthony. I like the way that sounds. Good on that shot, and with that, the Los Angeles lead is cut down to just 4 points with a bucket from Brown. And Los Angeles guys shooting at 50% in a decent groove. Here's Jackson. Inside, Zubac.
Yeah, nice job of drawing the contact and creating opportunities at the line.
My kind of hoops. Straight ahead, playing downhill, and physical.
DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Brooklyn. Nets trail by 6. Harden outside. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. And here comes Jackson leading the fast break. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
And you want more of this from Jackson. The more unselfish he is, the better the team.
Dinwiddie passes to Jordan. Outside, Green. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Here's Brown, and the rejection by Zubac. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. For the Clippers, Serge Ibaka. He's checked in for Zubac. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Reggie Jackson. Then for the Nets, Kevin Durant's checked in for Bruce Brown. And Kyrie Irving subbed in for Dinwiddie. And again, no good by the Clippers. Nets trail by 8. It's stolen by Morris. Now the Clippers moving it up. Here's George. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Nets shooting a pretty sorry 29% from the floor here.
He is single-handedly dropping the temperature in here with that cold streak.
And he's got to find other ways to contribute then, because his shot making is not happening right now.
Talk about someone who knows all the angles. Kawhi on the interior.
The wide open look for Durant. It's good. The assist that time from Harden.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Well, I'm going to credit the screen. I mean, that's a good, strong pick he lays there.
George with the ball. He's picked up by Jordan. Shots good by Ibaka.
Yes, and how about the unselfishness? Paul George has no problem sharing the ball.
51 seconds left here in the second. Harden kicks to Green. Clock at 6. Harden finds Irving. It's stolen by Ibaka. And here's Morris for 3. A rebound by the Nets. Harden's got 4 rebounds in this game. Irving from long range. That shot off the mark. And the Clippers will come the other way. George hacks a 2-pointer. Ibaka, no luck. To the inside. KD with the bucket.
When you've got the kind of game and shot Durant has, you don't lack for confidence. He is ready to catch and fire whenever he gets the opportunity.
They get a hand on it, and stolen by Irving. And so
it's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to a pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. They were never able to get the lead above. That's all for now.
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. Without question, Serge Ibaka displaying his skills today.
And even with the defense shading towards him on every trip down, he still finds a way to come up big.
Well, we're not surprised by that. No more than what we've come to expect of him. He can adapt and adjust to anything a defense tries to throw at him.
Setting the floor for the Nets. Durant is out there with DeAndre Jordan. Then there's Irving. Then there's Harris. And it's Harden in at the point guard position. Here's Morris. The shot from the low post is good. And the Clippers lead by 9.
Love the unselfishness of Beverly. I mean, when he sees his teammate wide open, he quickly gets him the ball.
And it's Harden with the ball for Brooklyn. Pass to Irving. Beyond the arc. Harden's shot is off. Clippers leading by 9. Here's Leonard. Lays it up off the glass. Leonard's got 6.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
I think they've really got to start committing more bodies down low and really kind of close that area off defensively.
And out of the gates here in this second half, they have not started well. 0 of 3.
Now here's Beverly. Outside Leonard from past the arc. The shot misses.
And if they know what's good for them, that's the way they'll defend against him every time he takes the ball in the three-point lane.
Out to Harris. Takes a 3. Morris with the rebound.
Well, an awful beginning to this half, guys, missing their first 4 attempts.
Leonard on the wing. George against Irving. Puts up a 3. Jordan with the rebound.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Harden dishes to Jordan.
Oof, ugly start to the second half. They're still scoreless in their first 5 attempts.
Leonard. Beverly against Harden. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. Ibaka shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It's going to be on DeAndre Jordan.
Extremely well put together in terms of body coordination. Ibaka pump fakes under control, then draws the foul.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Jordan. Bruce Brown comes in for Kyrie Irving. And Dinwiddie subbed in for James Harden.
Well, that's virtually impossible to defend. I mean, with Durant's length, those long arms, and the high arcing shot that he shoots, the best you can do as a defender is challenge him and hope he misses.
And Kennard wide open. He shoots. And again, it's the Clippers missing. Nets trail by 11. The feed to Durant. Over Kennard. Kennard with the rebound.
You know, he's been off tonight, off his game. At this point, he might want to focus on creating for others.
And the shot goes in.
You know, with Rondo's tenure in the league, he's been around now for over a decade and a half. He continues to give you flashes of that burst.
And there's the foul. It goes on Serge Ibaka. That is his first foul of the game. Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Reggie Jackson comes in for Rajon Rondo. And the Nets making a change here as well. Green's checked in. There's 1:54 left in the third quarter of the game. Craig, you were a physical, defensive-minded player. What are your thoughts on how closely the game is called now as opposed to when you played?
It is, Kevin, and yeah, some people like the physicality of the era I played in, but you know, I like the beauty of the game with the spacing and the freedom of movement, and I think that's one reason why you see so much switching. It's hard to fight through screens without fouling, and ball handlers have become experts at drawing contact, even if it's, you know, incidental, and I think that's just an area where the game has changed so much that that ability to play in space is so vital.
Kennard on the wing. Over Harris. That one wide left.
Yeah, you know, he hasn't contributed well scoring the ball, but obviously his teammates have.
Gets the three-pointer to fall. Harris has got 7 points.
And as they're trailing in this game, they're trying to stay in it with the triple. They're shooting a lot more of them than they did in the first half.
Here's Jackson. Zubac, that's good. 8 points for him.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Down low. Dinwiddie against Kennard. From the line, tips it, controls the rebound, and puts it back up and in.
Oh, how about the finesse there? Nice little gentle touch on the board.
And you know, when you have that gentle touch, those tip-ins are easy to come by.
But only if you grind hard enough to get yourself in tight before the shot goes up, guys. You've got to get your work done before the shot is attempted.
And there's the defensive 3-second call. The Nets shooting their first free throw this game.
And they were 75% from the line a season ago.
And the free throw no good, but they'll get the ball back here.
And the former Hoya Green, a rangy forward who can both score and defend from all areas of the floor.
And so it's Los Angeles. 13 points. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
For me, next to the big-time alley-oops and monster throwdowns, passes like that are probably the next best thing when it comes to sweet-looking NBA highlights.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. We've got Ibaka. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Marcus Morris. Then it's Paul George, and it's Beverly in at the point. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. Jordan kicks to Harden. Brown inside, covered by Morris. It's stolen by Morris. And now here's George, the fast break opportunity. There's the 3. DeAndre Jordan grabs the miss. Jordan's got his 4th rebound in this one.
You know, even though they're on top, they're winning. I mean, they could use more from him. Trying to shut the door on this one.
And hard to decide which was better, the pass, the catch, or the slam.
Oh, there's no wrong answer. Sensational alley-oop.
Tell you what, you wouldn't know they're the team trailing when they're able to pull off plays like that.
Left side, Brown. Rebounded by Serge Ibaka. Ibaka's got his 6th rebound on the night, and Leonard puts it up from deep 3. A rebound by the Nets. Green's got 5 rebounds tonight. Irving passes to Jordan. From deep, Harden. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. At one point, they led by 16. George, no good. Nets trail by 13. And a wide-open look for Irving. Sinks the three-pointer. Irving's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Ibaka outside. Tipped away. Stolen by Harden. Fast break. Here we go. It's tipped. Here's Jordan. Good on the shot, and that shaves the lead to single digits.
Jordan really relishes playing through contact and converting, showing you just how strong he is and a good level of concentration, too.
George passes to Ibaka. That shot off, so Brooklyn will take it the other way. On the wing, Harden, covered by Morris. Irving dishes to Green. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. George with no one around. Drains it from beyond the arc. And the Clippers lead by 11. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for Los Angeles.
You know, block shots, guys, a clear indicator on the stat sheet of their excellent defense. I mean, leaving them no room to get off any shots.
And also the ball hawking, the way they've come up with the steals, the way they've harassed the ball handler all day, forcing mistakes. They've really done a nice job of taking advantage.
And a miss there on the triple.
And you know what? If you're the defense, you got him right where you want him. Let him keep shooting those threes because he's been brutal in this half.
Kevin Durant's checked in for the Nets. Harris comes in for Brown. Irving from long range. Morris with the rebound. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. 11-point game. On the wing, Morris. Offline with his 3.
And I think that one could have easily have fallen for him.
Irving misses. These guys have had some good motion on offense. Nice to system.
And when everyone's involved offensively, it has a way of helping you on the defensive side as well.
And Beverly is a menace inside. I mean, incredibly crafty at finding ways to score down there.
Right side, Durant. Good, and the assist goes to Irving.
Great assist that time by Kyrie Irving.
Clippers leading by 10.
And now as the clock ticks down, this is going to end up as a solid victory here for Los Angeles.
The blocking really turned things into their favor this time.
Great timing, anticipation. They got the blocks, and that definitely changed the momentum of this game.
Brooklyn's gone 2 of 5 on three-point shots since the end of the third quarter. Irving passes to KD. Shot clock reset for the Nets. And staying with the play, Harris.
Yeah, you know, not normally the guy you see crashing the boards there, but Harris giving some extra effort on the rebound.
George way outside. The rebound by the Nets.
He missed that one, but I've seen him drill shots from that distance in warm-up.
Well, that looked to me, guys, like a heat check and was maybe a step out of his range.
And now they decide to foul intentionally.
And you can see where they're coming from by fouling to stop the clock, but really they're just kidding themselves.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this game is over, and they're the only ones who don't realize that.
Yeah, and of course, Marcus with a twin brother, Markieff, went to college together, played in the pros together. You'll have a hard time finding a closer pair of siblings.
Jackson has the open look. Can't hit the step-back jump shot. So the Clippers winning this one easily. Some good competition. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that's going to do it tonight.
through the land of the...
Welcome to 2K Sports. Here on the 5 for the Clippers. Marcus Morris is out there with Kawhi Leonard. And it's Ibaka. Then it's Patrick Beverley. And it's George in at the shooting guard. And for the Trailblazers, pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Nurkic. And it's Jones in at the 3, the small forward. Now here is Ibaka. Morris with the ball. Now guarded by Nurkic. 6 to shoot. Here's Ibaka. An easy 2 points on the layup.
And offensively, Ibaka's been spending more time out on the perimeter, but watching him work inside there, you realize that may still be his bread and butter.
Lillard against Beverley. And Lillard kicks to McCollum. Back to Lillard. Kicks it out to McCollum for 3. Rebounded by Serge Ibaka.
Ooh, he missed an easy chance to put some points on the board. He won't get a much better look at that kind of shot again here probably tonight.
Out of bounds, Portland takes possession.
And Marcus Morris has raised some eyebrows in the last couple of years, just being a much more efficient scorer.
Lillard finds Covington. Lillard with it. It's Ibaka picking him up. The shot by Lillard, wide open. Nurkic, the pass to Lillard. Nurkic, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Now Nurkic does a great job just keeping the motor running.
And we're about a minute and a half into the first quarter. And that one's good. Beverley. And last season, Marcus Morris's name, one of the hottest on the trade market.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in Marcus Morris's offseason a year ago. A lot of contenders looking to add him to the roster. Handshake deal with the Spurs, switched to the Knicks, and then eventually traded to the Clippers. So grab your musical chair and try to find a seat. Still searching out their offensive game right now. 1 of 5 from the field to start this one.
Leonard kicks to Beverley. McCollum against George. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Well, you'd like to push Paul George out of the paint if possible. Goes into his bag of tricks to score that time.
McCollum passes to Nurkic. The pass to Lillard. Back to Nurkic. And it's blocked by Ibaka.
And, well, he's been the NBA's leader in blocks multiple times. Ibaka just has that rare instinct for it.
Up again, and George able to finish.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
And Nurkic, the bucket on the assist by Lillard. Nurkic has got his second basket. Greg, 11 years for you in the NBA. You had to have some favorite players that you played besides and with.
You know, it's a great call, and there were a ton of them. A few guys, though, Wilson. Gary Payton, I got a chance to play with Gary for a year and have known him. We used to go at it in high school, and it's really about his personality. This is a guy that constant chatter, practice on the court. That's what fed his confidence. Charles Oakley, another guy. He would run through a wall or through you to win a game. And then Scottie Pippen later in my career, just a winner and somebody who I competed against for many years, but then having the opportunity to play with up close, I got a greater appreciation for his skill set.
Here's Covington. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. Three-pointer, Lillard. Nurkic kicks to Lillard. This one for 3. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Now here is Ibaka. Knocks it loose. Morris dishes to George. And Leonard has it in the corner. Back to George. The Clippers need to get off a shot. Morris, no good.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Knocks down the 3-ball.
That's a nice shot from Damian Lillard. He feels like he can drain it just about anywhere and appreciates the fact that he's got that kind of range.
Outside Leonard. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Just a level of power and explosiveness. Leonard just tenacious at the rim.
Lillard from outside, and he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Clippers lead by 5. From Portland, we're back in a moment. And before...
What we've learned is staying together.
And Greg, of course, he helps keep everyone on the same page.
He communicates well with his teammates, and he listens. That's why they trust him. The discussions go both ways.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Clippers?
Well, their effort on the defensive end has set the tone for this game.
Defense has been infectious here as everybody stepping up aggressively on that end.
In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the floor for Portland, Anthony out there with Hollis Jefferson. Then there's Norman Powell. Then it's Enes Kanter. And it's Simons in at the 1 spot. Simons, the pass to Kanter. And the dunk by Powell.
Like the execution there from Kanter. Usually likes to score, this time with the pass.
Outside Jackson. Zubats against Anthony. No good from Zubats. Trailblazers trail by 4. Out to Anthony. Plenty of space. That shot off.
The defense better tighten up on the mid-range there. Much, much tighter. You expect him to make every single one of those.
And the dunk by Zubats.
Yeah, a nice, strong finish on the inside.
But Greg, that's what he does. He's got the dunker mentality. Here's Simons. No points in the game yet for him. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. The Trailblazers need to get off a shot. Lets it fly. And it's Simons missing. Los Angeles leading by 6. Batum passes to Cousins. Batum scanning the floor. Back to Jackson. The dish to Cousins. Jackson kicks to Batum. The putback. Great positioning on the putback. Cousins has got the lead up to 8 now for the Clippers.
Well, the edge to Cousins rebounding, you're okay with it if it shows up in the way he goes about his business on the glass.
Here's Simon, and he goes in for the dunk.
And credit the screen for giving him the space he needed to get to the rim.
For sure, GA allows him to come in with the sledgehammer.
Yeah, why settle for the layup when you can attack the rim and rise up like that?
Batum with the ball. Hollis Jefferson's there. Now Kennard shoots over Powell, and Kanter pulls it down. Hollis Jefferson finds Powell, and here is Anthony. And it's rebounded by DeMarcus Cousins. Clippers leading by 6. Batum passes to Cousins. If you go step in a time machine, what would you like and dislike about playing in this era at this time?
Well, no doubt about the tempo and the spacing. I think that, more than anything, allows for the true skill and artistry of the game to be on display. I probably wouldn't want to get switched onto Embiid down low. I would probably dislike that and let it be known vociferously.
But I always pictured you as being fearless, like you would never turn down that kind of challenge.
I wouldn't turn it down publicly.
Covington wide open. He fires off the mark there with the three-point shot. And here's Beverly. He brings it up for Los Angeles. They've only given up 6 here in this quarter. Here's George. Tips it up, and Leonard stays with it. Leonard's got 6.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Nurkic dishes to Lillard. Pass to Covington. Back to Lillard. The 17-footer. And good that time. Lillard's got his second bucket.
And Damian doesn't need a lot of time to get a shot off and found some space there.
Beverly the pass to Cousins. Dishes to George. The feed now to Leonard. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. He's got 8.
They are just killing them on the interior.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Lillard looking around. And finished off by Nurkic.
And Nurkic getting up there and waiting that rim.
With 1 on the clock, and the last second attempt does not go in for him.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K. A pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. The largest lead they had was... And that should...
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. You have to like what we're seeing so far from Kawhi Leonard.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
Yeah, just way too easy out there, and I'm sure Coach is going to make that a priority at halftime.
Checking out the group for Tyronn Lue to start the second half. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Ibaka. Then it's Patrick Beverly. Then it's Paul George. And it's Morris in at the small forward position.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
Leonard the pass to Ibaka. And Ibaka slams it in.
You know, a lot of times we talk about good passing, but accurate passing is a huge quality of a good pass, and Leonard did it there.
And in a player empowerment era, no greater power move than Kawhi Leonard's last year. Fresh off a Finals MVP with the Raptors, he signed with his hometown Clippers and compelled a trade for Paul George.
Think about that 14-month run where Kawhi Leonard made his way to Toronto, a team that was on the cusp for many seasons. Goes there, wins the MVP and the championship for the Raptors, and then ends up in his hometown of Los Angeles to try to do the same for the Clippers. Now that's getting it done and writing your own story.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
90 seconds now into the second half. Lillard from outside. Rebound, Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, they're going to try to search out for somebody that's got a hot hand right now. 1 of 4 to start the half.
And oh, here we go. Covington's got it. The fast break chance. Lillard against Beverly. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. And Damian Lillard with the jam.
Well, he can shoot the 3, so defenses have to go out and overplay him, and that's what creates lanes for him to do stuff like that.
And George kicks to Leonard. Count that one.
3 for 3, and that's always a good way to start the second half.
Trailblazers trail by 10. Lillard outside. Nurkic, it's good on the putback.
Got to put a body on there, just too big down low. Clippers
leading by 8. George looking over the floor. He dishes it to Ibaka on the high post. And the rebound by Nurkic. Nurkic has got his 5th rebound in this one. The offensive rebound.
Oh, a nice tip in to salvage the points from that missed shot.
Yeah, and those second chance points can add up. 1:51 left here in the 3rd quarter. Leonard the pass to Morris. He kicks it to Ibaka. And Ibaka slams it in.
And for a guy who rarely dribbled when he first entered the league, Ibaka now comfortable enough to score off the drive.
Lillard dishes to Nurkic. Lillard the pass to Nurkic. And finished off by Nurkic.
And that's a little lack of fight at the defensive end.
Absolutely. At least on that slam, you're right. That's one way to let a team back in the game.
You have to credit the aggressiveness offensively because that's when you make a play when you really need it. Now, what a great option he gives them on every possession.
Beverly against Lillard. 56 seconds left to play here in the 3rd. And Damian Lillard with the jam.
Always an appreciation for Lillard and his build, just how rugged he is, along with that fearlessness.
George passes to Leonard. Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. Ibaka, no luck.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm. They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
George against McCollum, and he gets the bucket. George has got 4 points this quarter.
Making the easy shots and the tough shots. He's on top of his game.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Lillard from deep three-point land. An absolute bomb from three-point range.
And we know it. We've seen it. Lillard's range extends well beyond the three-point line. Hard to keep a hand in his face from that far out.
Right side George. Leonard the pass to Ibaka. Nurkic with the steal. And we just finished the 3rd quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. Clippers ahead. They lead by 3. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back in just a moment. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
Yeah, those are the kind of plays that you want to put on a canvas. Just beautiful basketball.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. They've got Enes Kanter. Hollis Jefferson is out there with Anthony. Then there's Norman Powell. And it's Simons in at the guard position. That's the group on the floor for Portland.
Yeah, in this offense and in this structure, there's going to be opportunities to get a lot more assists for Cousins.
Passes it to Anthony. There's the pass to Simons. 5 to shoot. Here's Powell. The lead pass was put in just the right spot.
And now they're shooting it pretty well. That was not something we would have said in that first half.
Outside Jackson. Here's Zubats. And the dunk by Zubats.
That's the efficiency you want to see from Jackson. Using his poise and vision to make a play.
Here's Simons, guarded by Jackson. Simons surveying the D. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. Feeds to Kanter, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will retain possession.
Great energy on the deflection, and a good job disrupting their offense.
Yeah, appreciate the work right now on the defensive end.
And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. And here's Cousins. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. Jackson passes to Kennard. A little over a minute and a half of the 4th quarter gone now. To the paint. Here's Zubac. And the dunk by Zubac.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. Here's Simons. Pass to Powell. Cantor with it. Back to Powell. Fires the three. And it's rebounded by DeMarcus Cousins. Outside Jackson. Here's Zubac. That's good. And it's Jackson with the assist that time. Jackson's got his 4th assist in this one. Powell against Kennard. Passes it to Simons. Down low, Anthony makes it off the glass.
Carmelo really has great footwork down low, showing off the feel right there when he gets near the paint.
And here's Jackson. Now the pass to Cousins. Back to Jackson. To the inside. And that'll be 2 free throws. And it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the officials.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
And that's what he does. I mean, he is a bucket getter.
Simons, the pass to Powell. The dish to Cantor. Back to Powell. And the dunk by Powell.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. So Portland ends up going with the new group. 1:22 left in the 4th quarter. And George kicks to Leonard. To the middle. And Ibaka slams it in.
Yeah, just the length and explosiveness. Ibaka is a true force at the rim.
Lillard outside. A putback. Nurkic trying to get open. And Covington stays with it.
Big-time hoop from Covington. He's had to earn everything he's gotten in his NBA career.
Now here's Beverly. Inside. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. Some nice ball movement here by the Trailblazers. McCollum outside. It counts. What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
Oh, man, the DNA test comes back, and there is a clutch gene. McCollum with the confidence to deliver.
George against McCollum. Beverly the pass to George. George double-teamed to the inside. Ibaka, money!
We're in total command of this game with time starting to run out.
Yeah, looking for a miracle worker out there is the opposing coaching staff. I don't know that they have one. This game seems to be well in hand.
No good. So the Clippers with the win. A narrow win. David, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. Downtown Milwaukee is seen for... And
hey, Kevin.
Very dangerous indeed. David pass. And the Clippers starting five. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Morris. Then it's Patrick Beverley. Then it's Ibaka. And it's George in at the shooting guard position. And for Milwaukee, Middleton and Giannis are the forward tandem. Holiday out there with Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Lopez in at the five down low. Now here is George. Back to Ibaka. And Ibaka slams it in.
There's a real knack for understanding when a guy is uncovered. And Paul George's court awareness on display right there. Beautiful.
Beverly against Holiday. Down low. And it's out of bounds to the Bucks as Milwaukee retains possession. Clippers on defense. Middleton finds DiVincenzo. Back to Middleton. Well, the outcome tonight, Greg, could come down to the big men up front.
You know, versatility will be key. The front court that can be physical but also pass it, stretch the floor, will likely be the victor.
Lobbed up there for Lopez. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
And all you have to do is throw it up. And Brook Lopez so tall that he'll take care of the rest.
We played just over a minute here in the first. Ibaka, the pass to Leonard. Fast break, Milwaukee. Here's Middleton, and he banks in the layup.
How good a playmaker are we watching? Always leading, always trying to create for others.
George looking around. Drops in the layup for two.
Well, Paul George has got a tight handle, right? The zig, the zag, and his way through the porous defense.
Outside Holiday. Passes it to Antetokounmpo. One up, one down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
Boy, not a bad beginning. 3 for 4 from the floor. Pretty good start.
George double teamed. Beverly for 3. Rebound, Giannis Antetokounmpo. For Milwaukee, they've gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. DiVincenzo can't hit it.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
And the wide open shot from Morris. Off target from outside. Milwaukee's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Giannis passes to DiVincenzo. Here's Giannis. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
He's a guy who, if he gets hot, he can carry your offense for long stretches.
Now here is Ibaka. And again, it's the Clippers missing.
Well, the defense flat out awful right there, and he couldn't punish them for their mistake.
Middleton against Morris. And Middleton kicks to DiVincenzo. There's the triple. Middleton can't get it to go. And it's Leonard with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. Trailing by 4. Morris, no good. For Milwaukee, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. A shot by Middleton, wide open. Off target with his 3.
Not a lot falling for him in this quarter. He's got to stay aggressive, try to break through. See if you can get an easy opportunity.
And Ibaka is right there.
We know this about Serge Ibaka. This guy is a strong presence on the offensive glass. If you don't check him out, you're going to get hurt.
Holiday against Beverly. And it's Middleton penetrating. Lopez passes to Giannis. The Bucks working the ball around. 5 on the clock. The Bucks need to get a shot off here. And it's Paul George with the puck. That's his first foul. A platoon swap here for Milwaukee. The Bucks shooting well right out of the gates here at around 50%. Here is Forbes. Kennard covering. There's the lob to Portis. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Chemistry at its best. An unreal alley-oop.
Yeah, you're right. The pass, the catch, the dunk. All of it perfect. Now here's Jackson. Great D that time from Portis.
Never easy to stop this guy at the rim, but that is a beautiful contest right there.
The shot's good from Forbes.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Jackson against T. Jackson drives in. Up again. Here's Cousins. And then Cousins with the dunk.
Let's remember that a 7'6" wingspan accompanies the frame of DeMarcus Cousins. Somebody might want to box him out.
Here is Forbes. He dishes it to Tucker. Back to Forbes. Pass to Portis. And the rejection by Zubats. And so the first quarter is in the books. Bucks ahead, leading by...
Show up.
Recently, we spoke with Patrick Beverly about his throwback.
Old school basketball. Yeah.
Now, pound for pound, Greg, Beverly may be the most physical player in the league.
And he also gets in your head. It's a combination that allows him to get stops against guys as big as Kevin Durant.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And look what we've seen from Milwaukee. What do you think, guys?
Playing inside out in that first quarter led to some high percentage shots in the paint.
It is great when you can get that established early, because to me it opens up every other aspect of your game.
They've got P.J. Tucker. He's out there with Bobby Portis. And it's Holiday in at the 1. That's the 5 on the floor for the Bucks. And the 22nd pick in 2015, Bobby Portis with a nice shooting touch.
And at the same time, not afraid to mix it up, maybe to a fault. At times we've seen him get caught in the heat of the moment. You've got to channel that competitive edge and stay strong mentally.
Jackson against Holiday. Pass to Kennard. Puts up a 3. They get the rebound. Great positioning on the putback.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
Holiday, the pass to Portis. Outside Holiday. Back to Portis. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time. Portis has got the lead up to 6 now for Milwaukee. Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter. Batum passes to Zubac. Nothing that time. He's 0 for 2.
Boy, surprised he missed that. The defense just good enough to prevent that bucket.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Jackson against Holiday. To the middle. Here's Portis. You know, folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Middleton against Batum. And Middleton kicks to DiVincenzo. Middleton looking it over to the paint and to Antetokounmpo. And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
It may be the most bankable play in this offense. Antetokounmpo on the roll with the finish.
And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Back to Kennard. The Clippers need to get off a shot. Great open look there.
You have to guard DeMarcus Cousins wherever he is on the floor. I don't care if it's the mid-range. Get a hand up and contest.
And here's Giannis. 6 points for him. There's the pass to DiVincenzo. Down low. And Portis throws it down.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. Jackson down low. Defended by DiVincenzo. Jackson finds Kennard. Pass to Batum. That one goes in. Batum's got 6 points.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
Bucks leading by 6. And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. Antetokounmpo passes to Portis. Now DiVincenzo. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Here's Antetokounmpo. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Over in the corner, Cousins. And 1:01 left to play here in the half. No good that time. And so Antetokounmpo will bring it up for Milwaukee. 6-point lead. Middleton the pass to Portis. Basket good. Portis has got 10 points in the quarter.
I'll tell you, the team is simply riding the hot hand. This guy has been lights out.
Pass to Kennard. Off the left rim and out.
Well, certainly not the best defensive effort, but this guy can't make them pay for their laziness.
And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Looking at who's out there now for the Bucks. Lopez, he's checked in for Portis. Bryn Forbes comes in for Pat Connaughton. And it's Drew Holiday in for Dante DiVincenzo. George from deep three-point land. Those three-pointers off the mark. Antetokounmpo against Leonard. Antetokounmpo dishes to Lopez. Kept alive. Kick out to Giannis. A three-pointer off the mark. And so it's Milwaukee. Go. All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away after the break. We'll see you right back here.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. A competitive matchup for Milwaukee in the first quarter. They had a 4-point advantage at the end. Thanks for joining.
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. Bobby Portis with a strong contribution so far in this one.
And the way he goes at defenders, he is bound to get to the line just like he did there in that first half.
I have to love his tenacity. This guy stays in attack mode, makes defenders work, tries to keep them off balance.
Third quarter action getting rolling right now. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. Setting the floor for the Clippers. Patrick Beverly out there with Paul George. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Marcus Morris. And it's Ibaka in at the 5, roaming the paint. And play stops as it looks like they call an over the back here.
And he drew that call by establishing his base early and then doing a great job with the box out.
Well, just good fundamental basketball. You go hunt a body, make sure you box out. Good job.
Now the Bucks moving it up. Antetokounmpo passes to Lopez. And Lopez throws it down.
Savvy play from Holiday. Quick thinking helps him get the ball to the wide open man.
George against DiVincenzo to the inside. That's in, and the Milwaukee lead is cut down now to just 10 points with that basket from Serge Ibaka.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Now here's Giannis. He's got 6. And Holiday kicks to Middleton. Dishes to Lopez. Kicks it down to Middleton. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. And the Bucks making a change here. Tucker's checked in. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Mand's checked in. Beverly finds Morris. Takes the 3. Ibaka controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Well, you've simply got to keep Ibaka off the glass. When you don't, he is there to clean up the mess.
Outside Holiday. And Tucker has it in the corner. Pass to DiVincenzo. Shot clock at 5. High post Lopez. Stolen by Beverly. And here we go. Fast break. Beverly's got it. That's in, and the Milwaukee lead is cut down now to just 6 points with that basket from Ibaka.
Boy, terrific penetration from the big man. Ibaka putting his athleticism to good use.
Now here is Holiday. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
A year ago, he had an 84% success rate on his foul shots, so he was a guy they were always happy to see at the line.
Looking at who's out there now for the Bucks. Antetokounmpo's checked in for Chris Middleton. Bryn Forbes comes in for Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Teagan for Drew Holiday. Here's Zubac. What a terrific move that was.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
3 minutes gone now in the third quarter. Lopez outside. Back to Forbes. 6 on the shot clock. The dish now to Lopez. That one's not going to go. So the Clippers will take it the other way. And it's Brook Lopez with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. So for the Clippers, DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Ibaka. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Patrick Beverly. Kennard, the pass to Zubac. Takes a three. That's in, and the Milwaukee lead is cut to just 3 points on the basket from Kennard.
I'll tell you, they're right in this. We'll see if they can maintain momentum.
Probably the most important thing is they regrouped. They worked out some of their frustrations, and now they're starting to have some fun.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grind-it-out game.
Jackson against Teague. And the pass to Cousins. To the middle. Stolen by Tucker. Teague with the ball. Guarded now by Jackson. And Forbes kicks to Teague. Antetokounmpo looking over the floor. Back to Teague. Inside. Here's Lopez. Rebound by DeMarcus Cousins. They can go 2 for 1.
It's about being smart right now.
Here's Zubac. Milwaukee with the rebound.
In order to space the floor effectively for his teammates, he has to finish that one, guys.
Antetokounmpo dishes to Lopez. Antetokounmpo against Jackson. Here's Lopez. And Forbes has it in the corner. 4 on the shot clock. Lobbed up there for Lopez. And stolen by Cousins. A 3 from Morris. Good. And it's Cousins picking up the assist. Morris has got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. 3 quarters of play in a close game here. Bucks lead by 2. And we'll get... Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game. And it's presented as always by State Farm.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
Well, we have some elite passing big men in the NBA, and you love that skill. Wow.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far, with this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. At the forward spots, it's the 2 Antetokounmpos, Thanasis, and Giannis. Then there's Bobby Portis. Then there's Teague, and it's Forbes in at the 2. That's the group for Milwaukee right now. And they double up Jackson to the paint. Here's Kennard. Lays it up and banks it in.
Okay, nice job here in the second half. Field goal percentage is way up from what it was at halftime, when it was just barely above 30%.
Teague surveying the D. Giannis right side. Passes it to Antetokounmpo. Pass to Portis. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock. And the Bucks lead by 4.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Cousins finds Batum. Back to Cousins. Now here's Kennard. Back to Cousins. With the shot. They get it back. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And they've really gotten on track here in the second half. After that shaky start, the field goal percentage steadily climbing. They couldn't make anything in that first break.
Antetokounmpo up top. Patterson defending. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Looking at who's out there now for the Bucks. Lopez, he's checked in for Portis. Chris Middleton comes in for Antetokounmpo. Dante DiVincenzo, he's checked in for Bryn Forbes. And it's Holiday in for Teague.
Well, you love Serge Ibaka's shot selection, especially inside where he's so efficient.
Holiday with it. To the middle. It's stolen by Ibaka. And now here's Batum, the fast break opportunity. And there's the whistle, called a clear path foul there. Yep. And he'll shoot 2 at the line.
And Batum brings length and a versatile game to his spot on the wing. And his defense, always a big asset for this team. He's the kind of player that everybody needs to have out there. Kind of a glue guy.
Morris is checked in for the Clippers. Beverly, the pass to Morris. The putback. Now here is Ibaka, and it goes out of bounds. That one's off Holiday. Just 5 on the clock. Down low, Morris, and Morris throws it down.
My goodness, guys, you talk about embracing the moment, burying a key shot. Go ahead, Mr. Morris. We see you doing work.
Here's Giannis. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time.
Boy, not on the same page there. And in a possession ball game, that's a big mistake.
1:58 left in the fourth quarter. Outside, George. And there's the feed to Ibaka. Lopez with the block.
Just superb timing. Lopez stretches out beautifully to send that back.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Holiday dishes to Lopez. And Lopez throws it down.
You can see why they go to Brook Lopez. His calming presence to deliver in the clutch.
Ibaka finds Morris. Again the miss by Morris. And it's Antetokounmpo with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Milwaukee Bucks. They've held a 12-point lead early. He dishes it to Holiday. Giannis outside. 6 to shoot. Count that bucket. And the Bucks lead by 2.
And I really marvel at the touch of Antetokounmpo for his size and physique. That's incredible.
And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. And the Clippers call time here. They're trailing by 2. 1:06 left in the fourth quarter. And now, let's present our New Balance Player of the Game, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
He's put on a shooting exhibition for us here tonight. He's missed a couple along the way, but it sure seems like everything's been falling for him. The only way to keep him from converting is to keep the ball out of his hand.
The Bucks making a switch here. Portis is checked in. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Kevin, during the last break, I heard Tyronn Lue talking with his team. Yes, they're behind right now, but he's still upbeat. He said, guys, we can get back in this game. Stay together out there. All-out effort can win this game. Fellas?
All right, David, thanks. Outside Holiday. Giannis outside. Pass to Portis. Back to Giannis. And a setback by Leonard.
Well, tremendous intimidation and shot blocking by Kawhi Leonard. How nice is that?
So much riding on that shot. What a bucket.
I'll tell you, that changes things, doesn't it? Good job, young fella. What a game.
Giannis kicks to Holiday. He drills the game winner. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Well, folks, that's going to do it.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Up next, greetings everyone. Welcome to 2K Sport and the Clippers starting five. We've got Marcus Morris. Baca is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Paul George, and it's Beverly in at the 1. And for Brooklyn, Joe Harris is out there with Durant. Then it's Harden. Then there's DeAndre Jordan, and it's Irving in at the 2.
And Kyrie doing a good job of just setting everybody up, making sure there's a great pace and tempo to each possession offensively.
Here's George, and George with the stuff.
I mean, he's just making the D look foolish. I mean, that was one heck of a move to get himself the space he needed to operate.
And how about the slam to finish it off? Not too shabby either. Stolen by Beverly. Leonard attacking, and the layup is good.
And for a player who didn't enter the league with breakdown ability off the dribble, guess what? Kawhi will break you down.
Harden with it. It's Ibaka picking him up. And it's Jordan with the jam.
Really heads up there. A play where you locate the best open pass and then you get it there for an easy bucket.
Leonard against KD. Stolen by Harden. And even 3-on-3 break. Here's Jordan. The Clippers grab the miss. Here's Leonard, and then Leonard with the dunk.
And that's the high motor, the long strides we're always talking about with Leonard, killing it in transition.
On the wing, Harris. Pass to Jordan. The Nets working the ball around now. Irving for 3. It doesn't go for him. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. And George, here we go. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
Lights out here, right out of the gate. Perfect 4-4 from the floor.
Right side, Kevin Durant. For 3, Harris. Kawhi Leonard comes up with the rebound. Morris passes to Beverly. The feed to Ibaka. Stolen by Durant. And here we go. Brooklyn, fast break. Durant. Oh!
Rabbit out of hat.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. The solo alley-oop? That's not something we see too often.
Timed perfectly. Caught the defense totally off guard. Now, here's George. And he uses the glass on the layup. George has got 6 points. A new generation of players, Greg, coming into the NBA alongside your son Cole. We've got a lot of players who I think are going to have a long-term impact on this game.
There's no doubt about it. Listen, I hope Cole can have the kind of impact that some of these guys are, but look at the Grizzlies. I think they got 2 terrific ones. Ja Morant has superstar written all over him. Brandon Clark probably surprised some people with his ability to have an impact. And if you look at this past draft, Obi Toppin is one to watch. This is a guy with great size and length who was a perimeter player until he had a growth spurt. So those are the types of players that I think when you combine athleticism and skill with the way the court is spaced, man, can have a tremendous impact in this game. And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Los Angeles shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one.
Yeah, and 79% from the line as a team a season ago. Pretty reliable in that regard.
Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Brooklyn. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Zubac is checked in for Leonard. Now, here's Kennard. Zubac in the post. Guarded by Green. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It's his first trip to the line.
And last season, he made good on about 3 out of every 4 free throw attempts. And last time I checked, I think that's 75%.
Nets trail by 8. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
KD passes to Green. To the inside. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. And Kennard wide open. He shoots. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. The drive by Green. KD against Kennard. And stolen by Cousins. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
The Clippers shooting their 5th free throw of the game here.
And Jackson certainly doesn't lack confidence. A speedy guard who can fill it up in no time.
Durant down low. Morris is there. Count it.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
27 seconds left in the first quarter. It's Jackson with the drive. Takes it from 10, and that one is good from Zubac.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Durant down low. Covered by Morris. They kick it out to Green. It's Durant on the wing. A second chance effort, and the layup is up and in. KD's got 6 points.
What a nice touch from KD. There's no spot on the floor where he doesn't feel confident from.
Excellent all-around performance so far, hence the big lead.
Well, if I was baking up a lead, I'd add 2 ingredients. One would be playing smart. The other one, playing selfless. They've done that tonight.
As a team, as a unit, as a roster, we've had
Greg Dinwiddie, one of those players who seems to adapt to any situation.
I mean, he's versatile. Total team player, will do whatever is asked of him. He's really emerged after being picked in the 2nd round a few years ago.
And so far through 1 quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And quite a position here for the Clippers to be in. What do you think, guys?
Hey, why take jump shots when you can get your points at the rim?
Yeah, that worked wonders for them in the quarter. We'll see what kind of adjustments get made.
Here are the 5 the Clippers have to start the second. Ivica Zubac is out there with DeMarcus Cousins. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then there's Jackson. And it's Kennard in at the 2 guard. Jackson kicks to Leonard. Jackson passes to Cousins. Back to Jackson. Good ball movement here by the Clippers.
Oh, man. Yeah, sometimes Cousins comes up with these dunks where you go, where did that come from? And there's one for you, wrapped up.
Nets trail by 14. Dinwiddie outside. Passes to Claxton. Kennard against Brown. The Nets have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both. And he makes the first. A big group substitution here for Brooklyn. Jordan, he's checked in for Nicholas Claxton. Durant comes in for Jeff Green. Johnson, he's checked in for Joe Harris. And Irving subbed in for Dinwiddie. The Clippers also making some changes. Baca comes in for DeMarcus Cousins. And Morris subbed in for Leonard. And that one's good, Irving.
And there's that transition offense. Push the ball up the floor. The defense can't get set, and you can get some easy baskets here.
Kennard for 3. And it's Durant with the rebound.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
And Kevin Durant, one of the greatest scorers to ever play. I mean, not the most prolific scorer, but perhaps the most talented. He's dangerous from any part of the floor.
Zubac kicks to Kennard. And again, no good by the Clippers. So they foul intentionally.
You're not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
A different look for the Clippers. Kawhi Leonard is checked in for Zubac. And George is subbed in for Marcus Morris. Brown the pass to Jordan. Back to Brown. Right side, Jordan. Johnson outside. Knocked away. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And pushing it up. Here's the Clippers. Here's George. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. George has got 8 points.
Yeah, Paul George can get very shifty even with that kind of frame, and he fights his way through the contact.
Greg, as scores go, Kevin Durant's as efficient as any.
I mean, Durant has an insane field goal percentage for the shots that he takes. I mean, when you factor in how many threes he puts up, it gets even more impressive. Durant takes so many shots where he's covered and is still efficient. It's just mind-blowing.
Irving passes to KD. And again, no good by Brooklyn. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. The pass to Kennard.
2 minutes.
Back to Ibaka. Goes back up. The shot, no good. And it's the Nets taking it the other way.
And how's that for a one-man show? Put this fella on Broadway.
The most magnificent alley-oop we could have seen. Outside, George. Jackson finds George. Here is Ibaka. Outside, George. Pass to Jackson. Back to George. Now here's Jackson. Beyond the arc. It's hauled in by Brown.
Well, even though he misses that one, the defense has got to talk about that. And that's a bad miscue. And you can't give up looks like that all game long.
For 3, Durant with the putback. Rebounded by Jackson. And there's the call on DeAndre Jordan. That's his first foul. Joe Harris is checked in for Brooklyn. James Harden comes in for Bruce Brown. The Clippers also making some changes. Marcus Morris is checked in for Kennard. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Reggie Jackson. Nets trail by 10. And Harden wide open. He shoots. No good on the 3. And here comes Leonard leading the fast break. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
When you're a veteran player like Paul George, you understand that even 24 seconds is a long time. Great patience to wait for that play.
Pass to KD. Back to Harden. Jordan trying to free himself up. Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target. Clippers leading by 12. And the wide open shot from Morris. Harden grabs the miss. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Lobs it up for Jordan. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. He lobs it up. George finds Ibaka. From downtown. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. George has got 3 assists now in this one. Harden surveying the D. And it is good at the buzzer. Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball. Follow it.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie. The Clippers have the edge here at halftime. They lead by 11. Shaq, what was your... And that does it for our...
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. You look at Paul George in this game, guys, he's been everywhere.
Yeah, and through the first two quarters, he has been the offense for this team.
Yeah, he's shouldering the load right now and looking really comfortable while he's doing it.
Durant is out there with Joe Harris. Then it's Kyrie Irving. Then it's Jordan. And it's Harden in at the point guard position. So that's the Nets 5.
And that solid play in the paint continues here, guys.
And George kicks to Beverly. George against Durant. And it's George missing.
The defense is tough as it comes right there. He's a hard man to deny when he gets the ball to the rim.
And now we've got the intentional foul. Leonard against Durant. And here's Harden for three. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
Well, Kevin knows when he can score, so he waits to make sure that somebody else doesn't have a better shot before he does that. Good play there.
Beverly the pass to George. Morris kicks to Beverly. Inside. Out to Morris. Three-pointer. Los Angeles with another miss.
Not been an easy start. 3 straight misses here on these possessions.
And an intentional foul right there. DeMarcus Cousins. He's checked in for the Clippers. KD against Cousins. And here's Harris from the arc. And they call over the back here. Too much contact.
An occasional over-the-back call is fine with him. That's just how he plays and how he attacks the glass.
Yeah, he'd like to have that one back. I think there was an angle to get to that ball, but a bit reckless on that play.
The Nets making a switch here. Green's checked in. Zubac is checked in for the Clippers.
You know we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Harden kicks to Green. And again, no good by Brooklyn. Clippers leading by 8. Out to Morris. The 19-foot shot. And stolen by Kyrie Irving. Here's Harden. And it's Harden slamming it down.
Well, great to see Kyrie Irving getting after it on the defensive end, showing how quick those hands can be, not with the ball handling, but knocking the ball away.
Back to Beverly. Clippers moving the ball around. The Clippers again turning it over.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
So for the Nets, Nicholas Claxton comes in for Kevin Durant. And it's Brown in for Kyrie Irving. And then for the Clippers, Kennard, he's checked in for Marcus Morris. And it's Jackson in for George.
Yeah, they've only missed 1 out of their first 5 shots here in the second half, guys. Their offense really moving well, ball snapping, and the shooting looks to be in great rhythm.
That's the efficiency you want to see from Jackson, using his poise and vision to make a play.
It's Harden with the drive, and the rejection by Cousins.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
Here's Harden. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Harden's got 7 points for the quarter.
Not sure which clips they watched at halftime, but he has figured out how to attack the D, and they kept him in check in the first half. He's flipped it.
Cousins on the follow. And the Clippers lead by 6.
Yeah, it's all Boogie right there on the inside. The shot goes up. He knows where he needs to be and settles in nicely.
Beverly against Harden, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Cousins.
Great energy on the deflection and a good job disrupting their offense.
Yeah, appreciate the work right now on the defensive end.
Dinwiddie is checked in for James Harden. And a switch here also for the Clippers. Ibaka's checked in. Los Angeles leading by 6. Outside Jackson. They grab their own miss. It's good on the putback.
Oh, great timing. He is one tough customer on that offensive glass.
You know, it's like he has a sixth sense of where that rebound is going. Dinwiddie passes to Claxton. Back to Dinwiddie. Harris looking it over. 5 on the clock. Corner shot. The rebound by Ibaka. Ibaka's got 6 rebounds in the game. Kennard the pass to Zubac. Kennard with the ball. Passes it to Zubac. It's stolen by Brown. In transition, here come the Nets. Dinwiddie with the ball. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Here's Zubac. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And now it's a 10-point Clipper lead.
And unfortunately, we've seen a few too many of those. A lack of concentration, a turnover, and an easy bucket in transition.
Here's Dinwiddie. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Dinwiddie's got his first 2 points.
Well, he's too good a finisher to blow that kind of chance, but that's going to be a wake-up call to the defense.
And there's the pass to Beverly. Back to Jackson. Kennard for 3. But they recover it. Got it up. And that one released in time, but no good. And so it's Los Angeles holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. They're shooting the ball so well in this one. A great performance from the field. And we'll be back with you shortly. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
The coaches talk about it all the time, but to be able to play with that kind of feel, nice play, collaborating, improvising, and organic.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. Setting the floor for the Clippers. They've got Paul George. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Ibaka. Then it's Marcus Morris, and it's Jackson in at the point.
And don't give a cerebral player like Leonard that kind of opening. He'll read that gap.
From the stripe, Irving can't hit.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
Nets trail by 10. Outside Jordan. Irving passes to Jordan. That's tipped. Leonard with the steal. Oh, Leonard in position. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Yeah, you don't see many of these opportunities for this team, but Kawhi, one guy who can get up there and get it done.
Irving against Jackson. The shot's good from Irving.
He just takes advantage of the D in a way that very few players playing today can do.
And so George will bring it up for Los Angeles. They've led by as many as 14 points. A 3 from Morris. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And the Clippers lead by 12.
Yeah, and the ability to generate points off offensive rebounds, something Ibaka did a lot earlier in his career before he started spending so much time on the perimeter.
And it's Green missing. Clippers have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. On the wing, Morris. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. Jackson's got 6 assists now in the game. Jackson against Irving, and DeAndre Jordan throws it down. Greg, not all drafts are the same in terms of talent. 2019 was a year to remember.
No doubt about it. I mean, transcendent talent at the top. You think of Zion and Ja, both could be future league MVPs. And the irony is that those two guys were teammates in high school. Go figure.
Yeah, go figure is right.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
Basketball IQ is something that gets talked about, but its importance to a team showing up here, running plays that turn into scores.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
And another 3 for the Clippers.
Give them credit. They've worked hard all game, now looking to finish it.
No, great job of getting in position to win a game. It's been an all-out effort from the squad.
Irving kicks to Green. Durant, the pass to Irving. Now the dish to Dinwiddie. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession.
Yeah, that's a tough one. An experienced player in the pro game shouldn't be making that pass.
The Nets making a switch here. Harden's checked in. DeMarcus Cousins, he's checked in for the Clippers. Patrick Beverly comes in for Jackson. George way outside. The quick look no good that time. Nets trail by 19. Beverly with the ball. And it's Harden picking him up. Here's Morris with plenty of space. And the Clippers miss again.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the Clippers.
They had a fantastic play from the bench.
And this team has great depth, and they showed it in this game.
And while there was some nice performances tonight, it definitely ended up being a solid outing for Reggie Jackson.
So sharp on the passing tonight. You know, guys can get into a rhythm that way too.
And all you got to do is look at the rebounding margin as to why they hold the lead.
Well, every time the shot goes up, guys are doing a nice job of finding bodies and making sure there's room to collect the rebound.
Leonard, no luck. Brooklyn with the ball. They trail by 16. Back to Irving. Outside, KD. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down.
KD defines efficient catch-and-shoot players. Perfectly timed there. Great rhythm off the pass.
And the Clippers miss again. And here are the Nets. Irving with a clean look. That three off the mark. George looking around. And the three off target. From deep. The putback, and Green is right there.
Hard work and soft hands. Guys, that's what made that play possible.
No simple offensive rebound there. Going for the tip in. All right, David, thank you. And that'll wrap it up, folks.